So, I recently just watched the last episode of the Book of Boba Fett. And honestly, I left the show feeling like I gained absolutely nothing from watching it. The Book of Boba Fett is a terribly written show that has all of the charm of your mildly racist uncle when he gets a couple of drinks in him. The show is an absolute failure from the very beginning, with even the first episode being an absolute flop on arrival. It opens up with backstory of Boba Fett, something that instantly makes him less interesting, in all honesty. It's something that we didn't need to begin with. All of the backstory segments could have just been said, or even shown in like 30 seconds, and it would have been fine. Which is where we get into the second problem with the show. The god-awful pacing. This show drags on so much, like, you would be hard-pressed to find a moment that isn't slow and sluggish. Every dialogue scene is awful, but the action in this show is probably one of the worst things about it. It tends to be slow. Unless Fennec Shand is on screen, then it starts to get a little interesting. But, still. Fennec Shand is a killer and an absolute badass. She literally everything that Boba Fett should have been in this show, and I love it, yet hate it at the exact same time. Fennec being this badass bounty hunter who's resourceful, intelligent, and actually seems capable of running Tatooine only makes Boba Fett look like an absolute goober compared to her. But, what does Boba Fett do in this series, you may be asking? Nothing. He actually does nothing for like 2 episodes. And even though those episodes might be good standing alone, in the context of the series as a whole, they are absolutely awful. I'm tired of shows that care less about overarching story, and only care about telling a story with as many big character reveals as possible, so they can blow up Twitter for a week at most. And this show is no exception. This show has more reveals per episode than an episode of You Are Not the Father. Every episode is a new character that is revealed, each time trying to out-reveal the last. This goes on to a point where the main antagonist, who is revealed to be Cad Bane, is only revealed at the second to last episode. This is what excited me as a huge Cad Bane fan, but really rubbed me the wrong way as somebody who was looking for an engaging story. I'm sorry, but if you spend an entire episode just to introduce a side character, and then use half of an episode to introduce a side character's side character, and neglect to reveal your main antagonist until the last scene of the second to last episode, then I have no idea what you did with your time management. The last thing that I'd like to talk about is Cad Bane. This part will have spoilers for the last episode of Book of Boba Fett, so if you want to watch it, then pause the video and come back when you're done. Okay, good? Good. Cad Bane is introduced in a way that would make any Clone Wars fan pee their pants and then start having seizures in their pee pants. He walks up, threatens the people, shoots the people in a quick draw, which absolutely slaps, and walks away. And probably calls a space Uber because he doesn't seem to have a ship out here. Seems cool, right? Well, that's the coolest thing you're ever going to see him do. Considering he only has 10 minutes of screen time, the primary antagonist of this entire show has 10 minutes to make himself interesting and known. What an absolute joke. And it's not like he's coming back for a season 2, and I hope to God there isn't a season 2, because he straight up dies an episode after he's introduced. Now, I would go into all the reasons why Cad Bane would totally trash Boba in this fight, and why he would have never got up in close quarters with Boba, or even why Cad Bane should have seen the massive freaking gaffy stick right under Boba's left arm, but no. No one wants to hear that. All I have to say about it is that Cad Bane lost in such an awful way that it makes the entire show look bad. Sorry if this rant dragged on for a bit too long, but I just couldn't hold back any of this anger I feel towards this show. I can't tell you how excited I was for this show. Like, I wanted this show more than Mando's Season 3. But now I just feel depressed that Star Wars has turned into this. A show that doesn't care about narrative or plot. I just hope that Kenobi is good, because if not, I don't know if I want to come back for another show. Hey, sorry if this rant was a little out of the ordinary. I just wanted to get my feelings out about this show, because it's something that I feel very passionate about. And, yeah. Sonic Unleashed video coming sometime, maybe. Until then, goodbye.
Like a panther.